My question is, can we make these bills have more teeth to them?
This isn't Justin Matthijs's first time speaking out at the Capitol.
They're just basically racking up huge fees on me, and then I'm paying their lawyer.
He's attended hearings and an advocacy day pleading for help with his homeowners association.
In the United States, it's a constitutional protection of your right to your property. The HOA is enabled by the state government to operate in a way that they violate that.
We met the Austell homeowner in the summer when he felt he had nowhere else to turn to for accountability.
It's been sad because saved up for a long time and looking for a home to try to buy and that we could raise a family. Having the backyard there was a big dream come true.
A backyard dream quickly turned into an HOA nightmare.
All of these are just made up fines for me solving a problem that was never even mine to begin with.
His backyard sits on a hill. After moving in, he learned his neighbor had installed a system to stop her yard from flooding, which he says causes his yard to flood and the ground to sink in. But Justin says when he asked the HOA for help, they said it was his responsibility. So he got permits with the city and connected a storm drain from his yard to the city's.
About how much money?
My estimate is $25,000.
But then he started receiving fines from the HOA claiming his landscaping modifications were causing flooding for other properties.
I've already spent $25,000 on a drainage system. I've spent maybe $15,000 on attorneys. We're going through all the savings. It's going to have the effect of making us homeless.
When Justin tried to sell his home in 2025, the HOA said he owed $8,000. A few houses down, Razak Adeyemi moved in to help his elderly mother.
One of the first things I noticed was that she had a lien from the HOA. They'll fine her for having the trash can down, but she's literally fallen trying to get the trash can up and down.
A single fine for leaving the trash can out too long, $100.
I let them know I'm a flight attendant, so when I'm gone for 3 days at a time usually. So you just have a little bit of a leeway, but instead of doing the neighborly thing, it's always just throwing fines on there.
Neighbors say when they confront the HOA, they're told to talk to the attorney.
When you are collections, we can no longer speak to you by law.
That's the HOA vice president and president. Next to them is Aduni Covington and her husband, who've now filed a lawsuit against the HOA.
We have a $3,000-something lien on the property. The bulk of it is stemming from not putting sod around the mailbox.
Aduni says her mailbox was sitting in dirt when they bought the home, and it stayed that way for years before she added mulch.
This is the mulch that we put around the mailbox.
Within a few months, the HOA said she needed to replace the mulch with sod, although we couldn't find sod requirements anywhere in the community's covenants. The fines start at $50 a day, then $25 a day for nearly 3 months, ultimately resulting in a more than $3,000 ledger and lien on her home. The HOA has countersued Aduni and her husband, stating they owe the money for violating community rules. Some of the neighbors are also suing the HOA board members, alleging abuse of power and lack of transparency around elections and finances. They filed in July, but the sheriff's office says it hasn't been able to serve the president, according to court documents.
So now they have HOA balances.
The HOAs provided projected budget spreadsheets for homeowners, the budget tripling from 2019 to 2025.
500% increase from 2024, the budget is coming from non-compliance fines.
$30,000 in projected fines from homeowners, nearly $37,000 from leasing application fees, and $30,000 to a property manager.
All of the expenses are like triple or double, or even the property management company went from $8,000 to now we're paying them $30,000 a year.
Now, in a 2023 letter to residents, the HOA stated 30% of the community is what they call repeat offenders who don't pay dues or fines, causing a severe financial strain. HOA documents show investors own and rent out about a third of the community. Atlanta News First Investigates found several have liens for unpaid HOA dues and fines, one totaling $30,000. We attempted to speak with all of the board members. The HOA treasurer, who did not want to go on camera, said they're not doing anything illegal. She would not comment on the pending lawsuits, stating she's not involved. Justin took his home off the market in December 2025, unable to afford the total cost to sell.
If this was like a local agency, I feel like there would be some sort of due process, but it isn't. It's just 3 neighbors.
We were also able to talk to the HOA vice president, but he said he's not able to comment due to the pending lawsuits. Now, there are several HOA oversight bills in both the Senate and the House right now. One of the more comprehensive ones is Senate Bill 406. It assigns HOA oversight to the Secretary of State. It creates a 5-person state board to review complaints, requires the HOA to give the state 10 years of financial records, raises the threshold for foreclosure from $2,000 to $4,000 in unpaid dues, not fines and fees, and bans HOA board members from bidding on foreclosed properties. Of course, we will continue to follow this. I'm Anastasia Olmos, Atlanta News First investigates.